Hello and welcome to another episode of House and Home. Coming up on tonight's show, I'll show you how you can make plants water themselves. We check out how to use a few Google tools that you may need. Bethanie Harriman is on again with another delicious recipe. I'll show you a few handy tips using vinegar, and we take a short tour around Babukuri SME Market. Seashells are an important part of the culture, especially for the coastal regions in PNG. Some use them for trade, others for traditional bilas, for sing-sings, and even instruments. For the women in Porebada village, seashell is money.
My name is Manoka Gorogo, and I'm from Porebada village. I am not working, and I live in the village with my husband and my children. Shells means money to us. So we collect them and we try to do something worth valuable out of those shells, the wasted shells that are thrown away. So we try to make something useful to attract the tourists or anybody to buy it from us. Those shells, they have the plain colors, and then we change the color into color we want. Okay, we start making holes. After making holes, okay, we buy fishing line from the shops, and then we do like the shell earrings like this. We make other types of earrings. We do handbags, we do necklaces, and we do macrames for the house, wind chimes, and the door curtains that you saw. It's what we do. And then after doing all those things, like normally Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, we are very committed in doing all those things, preparing those items for us to do sales. We don't do sales in the village. We take them to the city and do our sales in the city. Most customers are the Highlanders who buy from us.
I've been into Porebada for 42 years now, and I am never interested in doing all these handcrafts. But then through Mrs. Bono Nariki's invitation to the agro show for the Central Province at Kwikila, she invited me to go and witness the show. So I have to get my auntie's handcrafts to go and present them at the agro show.
So out of that expo they went. Now I am planning to host more program for the women, talent show. We want to create show for the women, to bring in more women to showcase what they have. From the coastal side, I knew then they go with these shells, selling shells. But they don't have the market. That's why we are trying our very best to come to them in the villages and try to look for secure market for the women.
So when I brought her craft and then I sold them, and then I brought a lot of money for her. And then that's how I got very interested. So when I came back from the agro show, I started collecting shells. Doing door curtain, macram, and some necklaces and earrings for them. A lot of ladies in the village doing this craft, but they don't know where to go and market it.
I have a very high demand for the laka toys. Almost every week I go and sell them on the streets. This is a finished one, so I'm taking it around on Thursday and Friday. So apart from the laka toy, we do work with the shells as well. As my other friend mentioned, smaller laka toy, I sell it for 50 kina on the street. And many individuals, when they see this laka toy on the road, they would request for how many they want. I come home to tell my husband and my kids to get something ready within a week or two. So when they are ready, I give them a call and then we deliver the order to them. Because we have to collect the bamboos and all these things, get them ready. Takes us about 2 weeks to get the order ready. So I think it's very interesting working with my shells, because out of what I do, I've paid a bride price for my elder sister's sons, and now I'm getting ready to pay another one next year.
Very interesting indeed. Coming up after the break, I will teach you guys another way on how you can beautify your home. You're watching House and Home. Every one of us enjoys seeing flowers, tree plants, and even grass in our backyard and inside our homes as well. But how many of us can plant a flower and continuously water it until it blooms? Watering plants persistently or continuously is a lot of work. But can we make plants water themselves? Let's find out. No matter how big or small our houses are, our backyards, our living room, or even our kitchen is, let's take pride in decorating it. And one thing that we all should take in consideration when decorating our house is placement and arrangement of what we are using to decorate or beautify our house. For this case and for this demonstration, I have an empty bottle of jug, and the element that I will use to show you how or why placement is important in terms of decorating your house is an artificial or a bundle of artificial flowers. All right. There is nothing more or plenty here to show. It's just how we just arrange them in the bottle. All right. Basically, just place them inside, but in a more balanced order. So I'm putting this one right in the center, and then I'm placing this one to the side, the blue, the royal blue or the navy blue color, and then the sinful maroon flower, I'm putting it over here. So this is like, it's something everyone do, like everyone can do, anyone can do. Just placing flour into an empty bottle of jar. So placing it into the jar is one thing, where you put it in your house is another thing, all right? And that applies also to the flower gardens you have, all right? Where you place your flower garden also says or will determine how your house look. And once more, no matter how big or small our houses are, let's take pride in beautifying it, and placement and arrangement is an important aspect to take into consideration when we are beautifying our house. Speaking of empty jars, I will be teaching you guys how you can create self-watering flower pot plant with empty jar. What we will need for this is, of course, your plant, all right, with soil, of course, an empty jar, and of course water. You need a water for this, and you have container cut into a funnel like this, and most importantly, a rope. All right, a rope, not just an ordinary rope, but a rope that can absorb water. These are all the things that you need to create the self-watering flower pot plant. The first step is to refill the jar with water. When I am refilling, I will not refill right to the mouth of the jar. Now you put your funnel so you can measure like this. The next step is, of course, like I said, you want to use a rope that can transport and absorb water. So you put the rope, you can use 2 or you can use 1 rope, it doesn't matter. If you want to tie the edge of the rope, it doesn't matter. As long as you know that the rope can transport water or absorb water. The idea is that it will act like, of course, the transporter of water from the jar to the funnel. All right, so I'm just gonna let this rope down like this. Okay. So you should have something like this before you put your plant or plant with the soil into the funnel shaped container, which is placed on top of the jar, as you can see. So the last step is, of course, to plant your favorite plant or to place your favorite plant in the funnel that's placed above. So I'm just gonna do that now. You may or you will notice that some soil will fall or will drop into the funnel, right down to the jar like this. You're gonna put your plant inside like this. There you have it. And you refill the funnel with soil again. All right, you refill, keep on refilling until the funnel is full. It is normal for soil to go to the jar or to drop down to the jar and give you this messy look. So when you do it, don't be afraid when it reaches that point. Now you're asking me, how will the water go up there? It will go through the rope, and you do not have to water it daily. It will water itself. All you have to do is, of course, refill the jar. But then you will not do it daily. You will have to do it like after a month, even a week. Depends on the size of the jar that you are using. So, and that's it, guys. That's how you can create a self-watering flower pot plant with a empty jar. I hope you enjoyed the 2 home decor tips that I've given you. And of course, let's take pride in beautifying our homes. Stay around. I have more for you after the break. Welcome back. Nowadays, many of us carry smartphones around, and of course, we've heard about Google. Now I will show you a few Google tools that may be handy to you. It is sometimes very hard to locate and claim a parking spot if you're moving in between buildings. You can use Google's Save Parking Lot feature to actually help you solve that issue. So how do you save a parking spot? First, on your Android phone or tablet, open the Google Maps application. At the top, search for a destination, or if you're already within a building, search for the parking lot. On the bottom, tap Directions, and at the bottom again, tap Steps and Parking. Tap Find Parking near Destination. Choose a parking lot or garage and tap Add Parking. And finally, at the bottom again, tap Start. After you do that, you have to save where you're parked. On your Android phone or tablet, open the Google Maps again. Tap the blue dot that shows your location. Tap Save Your Parking. Your parking location will be saved in Google Maps until you remove it. You can add notes or photographs about your parking location, and you can share your parking location with others, especially with your family members. Say if you want to find where you're parked. On your Android phone or tablet again, open the Google Map application, tap the search bar and then tap or type parking location. On the bottom, tap Directions and it will show you the directions where you last parked your vehicle. You can get notifications for parking information like where you parked and for how long. How do you get notifications? On your Android phone or tablet again, open the Google Map application again, tap your profile picture or initial account circle, and then you click Settings. Tap Notifications and then click Places. You can now scroll down, then turn Save Parking on or off. I hope you find these Google tools helpful. Coming up after that break, we have another new recipe with Bethanie Harriman.
Hi guys, it's Bethanie Harriman again from ABC News. I'm joining you guys once again to cook one of my favorite dishes when it's lunchtime or just hanging with the mates on the weekend. It's a steak sandwich. So here are my ingredients. We've got 2 sirloin steaks, some olive oil, some garlic, some pepper, some salt, very important. We have your lettuce. And I don't like tomato, so I don't include tomato in my steak sandwich. And of course your barbecue sauce, which you can make on your own by deglazing. When you cook steak, the easiest way to make good sauce is when you sear steak on a cast iron pan or any pan, and then you deglaze it. And you add sugar, vinegar, and cook it in a pot, and there you go. That's your barbecue sauce. Very simple. Add some onions, some garlic, some mustard, and you have yourself a barbecue sauce. But this is already done for you. It's in this cup, and we've got onions. Okay, so the first thing you do is drizzle a bit of olive oil on your steaks. Now be generous. Don't be afraid of olive oil. It's good for you, like I always say. This is the second time I've been on the show and I've been telling you all that olive oil is really good for you. So rub the olive oil on to the steaks. Now these, by the way, are sirloin steaks, so they're perfect for the grill and perfect for the sandwich. Now I decided to have 2 because some of it will go into a sandwich and some of it will be just steaks on the side to share with everybody that's with you. Now that's the olive oil. And now salt and pepper. This is regular pepper because we don't want it to burn on the grill. We want it to sort of sink into the meat. So, I mean, there's big sizes of peppers and different peppers, but the regular ones are smaller and they add heat to the meat. Because the meat is very big, you really need to season it really well so you can taste it. Okay, and don't forget, really important, this bit here. A lot of people forget this bit, to flavor this bit. So get that in. There we go. So your steaks are ready. Now Move them aside. There we go. Roughly sliced garlic. Don't mess around with the skin. That can stay. One slice, one clove will do. And just rub in. Rub your garlic and your steak together to get those flavors in. Beautiful stuff. Alright folks, now we're going to move the steak onto the grill. So this is the fun bit where you actually get to see the steaks being cooked. Okay, now we're going to place the meat onto the grill. Place away from you so you avoid accidents. Okay. There we go. Okay. We're going to simply just use just simple bread. What we're going to do is we're going to toast it on the grill as well. Get it crispy and a bit burnt. And then we'll drizzle it with a bit of olive oil on the board. Then we'll cook the steak. The steak will be medium rare. We'll slice some pieces and we should have a sandwich in the next couple of minutes. So stick around. Let me just check our steak. Yep, still going. Still going. Okay, so the steaks will not take that long. As soon as you get the consistency, you flip it. Flip it to the other side just to get the markings and the colorings. Huh? There you go. That's it. We want it medium rare, not too well done. So we get the colorings going on, and then we'll flip the steak for a little while on the other side, and then finish it off on the sides where these fats are. You need to really cook it, and it will render and become crispy and just delicious to have. Okay, there we go. Now don't leave your steaks. Don't leave your steaks on the grill and go do something else, or don't flip it or touch it. The maximum time that you need to flip any steaks is probably like once or twice, just to make sure that it cooks evenly. Render off that fat content on the side. That's delicious. If you can get it to be again golden. The golden color, that's perfect. That's what you want. That makes life all the better. A good steak and a cold drink. There we go, get those patterns. It's almost done. It's almost done, folks. Okay, so the steaks have been cooking. They're this lovely brown, golden brown color. We're just rendering off the side fats on this one. Just rendering that off to get it to that caramelized consistency that we want. See the fats that go down? That's beautiful. And our steaks are done. They're medium rare. So we're just going to place them onto a plate on the side while they rest. Now it's really important to know that, or to remember that meat, especially steaks, need to rest, because when you shear them off, the pores are closed and the juice goes into the center. When you give it a rest, you keep those juices inside the meat. So when you do slice them, you're getting like the goodness and the succulence of the steak. So that's a tip for free to all you viewers out there. Okay, while the steak's resting, we're going to prep our breads. Now Nothing fancy. It's just normal bread you pick up at the shop. Pop it straight on to the grill to heat up. This one's a dodgy bread. There's a hole in it. So we'll just use another one. There you go. There you go. There you go. All you're doing here is just giving the bread a quick toast, like you would in a toaster. But for this case, we're doing it on a grill, on the fire. So that's lovely. Now tuck your bread away. Okay, so this is the type of snacks, type of meal or food I like to eat with my friends when they're over for a grill. If it's burnt like that, don't worry about it. Keep going. Because it is off the grill. There you go. Lovely. Getting some color into it. Okay. Keep checking your bread, making sure that it's not getting burnt. Okay, there you go. This is ready. So place here. Lovely. There you go. It's another bread. There you go. There you go. Okay, so the bread, we've taken them, we've placed them on the board in front of us, off the grill. They're nice and hot. So now we drizzle a bit of olive oil on them. Drizzle, 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 drizzle. Like I said, how I like to eat and cook, I don't use a lot of butter, because butter and other fats are a bit scary, you know, they're bad for you. But olive oil has this lovely health benefit. So get some ginger, garlic, and just rub it on the bread like this. And you can use that for all your breads. You rub some garlic on the bread, just to get that flavor, garlic flavor in. There you go. Now your breads are prepped. Okay, let's cut into the steak. Nice and tender, nice and soft. That's your steak sandwich right there, about to take shape. There we go. Beautiful steak pieces. First, there we go, that's your steak. Medium rare, the steak's medium rare, so there's some blood in it, which is still good. There you go. Like I mentioned, I'm not too big on tomatoes, so I like my onions. So this is perfect. Some lettuce, not too much. Our barbecue sauce. Barbecue sauce, as I mentioned and explained, you can do this on your own, especially when you're working with a pan. And this is my version of a PNG steak sandwich. Okay, this is the first one. Let's make another one. This is a steak sandwich for you and your mates. Or like we like to say, bro, have a steak sandwich. There we go. Nice tender steak. This is mine, so I'm gonna put like a extra stress steak, or for whoever that gets it first. Everybody's gonna be watching when you make the steak sandwich. Again, some lettuce, and then some onions. You can mix it up a bit, you know. It's not. Don't have to go in a straight order. There we go. And then a specially made barbecue sauce. There we go. And your bread. And your bread. Ooh, falling out a bit. There you go. There we go. And there you have it. 2+ steak sandwich. Ready for hungry friends. And there you go, folks. Thank you so much for joining me at my backyard, watching me make my version of PNG's steak sandwich. It was such a pleasure to cook for you all, and I hope you all enjoyed it. Until we meet again, goodbye.
You're watching House and Home. Coming up after the break, we have more for you. Hi guys, so we all know what a vinegar is and what it is used for. Yes, it is used when we are trying to prepare food, such as when we are pickling liquids or doing salad dressings. But what if I tell you, I can teach you how you can use vinegar to do 6 different things to better your house. So our first hack will be using vinegar to wipe off stains from our furnitures. So for my case, I have transferred the vinegar, white vinegar, into a empty spray bottle where it will be convenient to spray it as on the tabletop. So I have a bit of stains on this part of the table. So now I will just spray. You can use a cloth for this, or a tissue would be a much better choice. What you want to do is just spray onto the cloth or the tissue that you are using, and basically you wipe off the surface. So that's the first hack, basically wiping the surface of your tabletops or other furnitures. As you can see, the stains are slowly coming out. And that's it, guys. That is one way where you can use vinegar to better your house. You know how you are out and about and you wear your shades and all of a sudden it gets blurry and stuff? You keep wiping it, but it still stays blurry. You can use vinegar to actually spray it on top of the shade or your shade and wipe it off, yes. So of course we are using the white vinegar. So what you want to do is you want to use a tissue or something soft, because you will be wearing this shade and you don't want, something hard to spoil the glass. So it's just basic. You spray the vinegar on the glass just outside, and you wipe it until it becomes clear. All right, like this. It also removes excessive, dust and like that off from your glasses. So, and if it's too wet, you let it dry for some time before you wear it again. And yes, that is something you can do with vinegar, not just cooking, but clearing your shades. Our next hack with vinegar will help us to remove bad smell in parts of our house, like the kitchen, the toilet, or even the living room. Or you soak the slice of bread or sponge if you're using with vinegar. If you are using a spray bottle, then that's fine. You can just spray the vinegar on top of the sponge if you're using it. For this case, I'm using a sponge. until the surface of the sponge is covered with vinegar, like this. And how will you know? You can feel it, or you can see the wet all over it. Once you see the edges of the sponge or the bread clearly soaked, that's when you place it in the bin before you put it to the part of your house that you wish to dissolve the bad smell. Vinegar can help straighten your clothes as well. Yes, right in front of me I have a shirt that is wrinkled. Yes, so if your clothes iron is not working, you can resort to vinegar. So what you just do is spray, like the other tips. You spray vinegar on top of the wrinkled parts of the cloth or the t-shirt especially. Just spray it. Of course, you wouldn't want the smell to stay like that on your clothes. But remember, this is just for it to help straighten it up. So you let the vinegar soak in the wrinkled parts of the clothes, all right, like really wet, and then you let it dry for some time before you see the result. And if you do not want the smell of vinegar, then that's fine. You can always put your perfume to remove the smell. Our fifth idea on how you can use vinegar apart from its main purpose, and that is cooking, is using it to wipe off shoes. Okay, you can use it on slip-ons as well. All right, the idea is that when you use vinegar, in the same manner as how you polish your shoes, it protects the leather of the shoes and also cleans off excessive dirt as well. You just spray it on top, and you spray a little bit only, and you just wipe it off like this. It works well with shoes that the gentlemen usually wear, and even some closed shoes for female as well. You see, I can spot some dirt from just wiping my other slip-on. So guys, to close it off, you can use vinegar as detergent. So instead of buying them, you mix vinegar with water, leave it after 2 weeks, and you can use it as detergent to wipe off or to clean your house, starting from the kitchen to the toilet, the floors of your house, the living room, and all. That's it. I hope you find these 6 tips using vinegar helpful. Coming up after the break, I had a visit to Babukuri SME Market. In Vabukori village to check out the Vabukori SME Market. Yes, inside the market there are over 40 stalls of locally owned businesses showcasing and selling what they've created. I will also be speaking to the owner of the event shortly. So come with me and let's go inside and check out the stalls. The small and medium enterprises or SME sector should be the major contributor towards PNG becoming a middle-income country by 2030 and a high-income country by 2050. It has been the government's aim since they first released a new SME policy in 2015. That policy promotes inclusive economic growth through employment and wealth creation. Since the SME agenda was revised, a lot of new SMEs sprouted. A few of these SMEs are now widely known, while finding market remains a difficulty for the rest. How do we identify and provide exposure to these small businesses to attract and connect them with their customers?
They've done earrings, and they've done bags, also traditional food, and
one way is by inviting these small businesses to public shows. Babukuri SME Market is another SME elevating series of shows that provides avenue for entrepreneurs within the Mosby South, Motu Koitabu villages to remain empowered by continue marketing their products and strive to connect directly with their customers. Like many other successful events, there are people who are working or who are always working behind the scenes to put this or put events together. And I'm here with beautiful Miss Kate, Miss Anna Skate, and she will tell us how she put this Babukori SME Market event together. Thank you, Miss Kate.
COVID has hit our villages really hard since we found out about it, and our village women have been struggling since then. Bringing those SME markets back into the villages and capitalizing mainly on our tourism base and ensuring that people come in and see our village, our way of life, our rich culture, our traditions and all of that encouraged me to put this together through the support of the member for Mosby South, Justin Tichenko. And we've had one our first one was at Pari in December of 2020, which was a big success. We hit the ground running. After that, we went with Kira Kira. We did another one at Kira Kira, beg your pardon, and that also went really well for us. So we're looking at visiting each of our Motu Koita villages in Mosby South and trying to expose our village to the rest of NCD, PNG, so that you know what Motu Koita is all about. And we've partnered with Pasco Promotions, with Sylvia Pasco. She has taken this on a different level through Palm City markets and all of that, and it's just going so great as we speak, as you can see. We are all about empowering our women right throughout Mosby South. Motu Koita is only a tip of the iceberg, but we want to encourage all our women across Mosby South that you can't give up. This is not a time to give up. We want everybody to be economically empowered, educated. We want them to keep moving forward. And with the SME team now, with Ward 2, Ward 3, Ward 4, we are working together to ensure that is happening. So we want all our women to, keep moving on.
More than 40 stalls were booked by local businesses who displayed a range of products from body ornaments to unique crafts, cooked food to garden flowers, sculptures to clothing, and many more.
Each of the Mosby South Motu Koita villages will have something similar to this. It is the women's initiative on whether they can take it to the next level or it's completely up to them. They know their village, they know what they want, and they bring in the stalls.
The Vabukori village community field was packed to capacity. For a few local sellers, the experience of showcasing their products was both new and exciting.
Yes, so this is a traditional headpiece by the Orokoro Vailala ethnic group, cultural group in Gulf province. This is my mother. So my mother's ethnic group, she belongs to this, so it is very significant to me. So since I saw it, I wanted to get one. But the SME markets, the initiative has been a very good platform to expose and showcase the talents that we have in our village, because Babukori is mostly known for being good at volleyball, just volleyball. But this showcases that we exceed other talents as well, apart from volleyball. But crafts, arts and crafts, there's sewing and balloons and weaving and everything else here. So
the food, different types of food, cooked and baked on the fire, and to see different types of clothes, materials, plus the traditional attire.
The show also attracted a few tourists as well. So David, tell us what you bought.
So we've got a few assortment of different billums that we've bought today. My wife is starting to get a good collection of billums that are locally made.
You just bought billums only?
And bracelets. I love to collect bracelets, especially from local markets. So today I have added one more to my bracelet collection.
So we've been in the country since about February this year. We found out about the markets on social media, so we've seen a lot of Facebook posts about the market, so we thought we would come here today.
Do you like it here?
Yes, it's very interesting. It's good to see everyone out and about. It's good to see the ladies selling all their products in the market stalls.
You go into a community, you see a woman at a market table, you think to yourself, what is her life all about? And you don't know what's behind the scenes. A woman, thrives on making money or making business or bringing things home for her family. So, I would say, it is these mothers sitting at market tables, so these mothers with the walkabout markets that, inspire me and motivate me to continue what I'm doing.
So that's it, guys. That is our short tour inside the Babukuri SME Market. And you've heard from the chair lady that the next SME Market will be held in Mahuru Village. So continue to monitor the social media pages so that you'll know which date it will fall on. And be part of the SME Market, the next one that will be held in Mahuru. Time has caught up with us, but before we go, if you have any questions or queries regarding anything that was shown tonight, do not hesitate to contact us via the contact details shown on your screen. Remember to always adhere to COVID-19 precautions. Until then, I'll see you next time. Bye for now.